Chap- Chapter 7 from the Quick Start Guide for the Science of Getting Rich. How to create your first vision. I could easily write hundreds of pages on this subject of vision, sharing with you what I've learned about over the years. But for right now, in this chapter, I'm going to focus exactly how I created my first vision, and in doing so, give you a simple model you can use to create yours. In addition, I'm going to share with you exactly what I did with it after it was created that made all the difference in the world for me. And if you follow the simple three-step formula I'm about to share with you, it'll make all the difference in the world for you as well. With that, let's get started. Back in the beginning, based on what I learned from the story of a very poor man living in a rented house and having only what he earned from day to day. See Chapter 6. I took a long, hard look at my life and decided there were three things I wanted next in my life. My equivalent of a new rug for the floor of his best room and an anthracite coal stove to heat the house during the cold weather. That would contribute to my living a fuller and more complete life. 1. I want enough income from my business so after nearly 13 years of self-employment, I could stay self-employed. 2. I wanted and desperately needed a new car. 3. I wanted to be able to spend unlimited time with my newborn son, something that wasn't going to happen if I had to go get a job or my business couldn't be made to run on autopilot, at least most of the time. Now I started by determining exactly how much net after-tax income I need to have coming in from my business every month to keep from having to get a job. I did this simply by making a list of my monthly personal expenses and adding to that how much extra money I wanted to have coming in every month to spend any way I want. In other words, I wrote a sort of budget in reverse. Instead of looking at how much money I had coming in and trying to figure out how to make it stretch, I looked at my monthly expenses and how much extra monthly income I wanted coming in, and then determined exactly how much monthly income I'd need. Then I went shopping for a new car. The key word here is new. I decided after years of driving old clunkers, riding them till they died, and all of the hassles associated with them, I was going to get me a brand new car fresh off the showroom floor with a warranty. I picked out the exact exact make, model, and color car I wanted and figured out exactly how much it would cost me on a monthly basis to get. Monthly payment, insurance figured on a monthly basis, plus property tax figured on a monthly basis. That's kind of interesting that's a property tax because here in Maine you don't pay property tax on a car, you pay excise tax or registration. You pay property tax on the house you live in, but I guess state to state or country to country it might be different somehow. Then I add how much it would cost me every month to get the car I wanted to my monthly personal expenses and how much extra monthly income I wanted. Now, here in the United States, where I live, most income is subject to federal, state, and in some cases, local taxes. Income, Social Security, and or Medicare. So I had to take these taxes into consideration. After I determined how much net after-tax monthly income I needed to pay my monthly expenses, get the car I wanted, and have left over what I wanted to have left over, I figured out how much gross, before tax, income my business would need to generate every month to give me the net after-tax monthly income I wanted to live the life I wanted to live next. Let's review. First, I decided exactly what I wanted next in my life. Second, I determined exactly how much pre-tax income I need coming in every month to get what I want next in my life. Once I knew exactly what I wanted and exactly what it would cost me on a monthly basis to get it, I created a vision statement. Here's what it looked like, minus the personal details. I am earning a net income of, and then there's a line to fill it out, a month from my, and then another line to fill it out, business, while I enjoy driving my new, and then another line to fill it out, and spending unlimited time with my son. That was it. That simple statement clearly described my vision of exactly what I want next in life. No, a net income or net profit to someone who's self-employed, as I was, is the equivalent of gross income, pre-tax income, to someone who works for someone else. Now, had I stopped there, had I done nothing else, odds are not a whole heck of a lot would have happened. However, I didn't. After I created my vision statement, I created a simple, imaginary, mental experience. I prefer the term experience to imagine, picture, or visualization of myself already having that which I wanted. It went something like this. I'd imagine myself sitting at my computer, opening Microsoft Money, the software program I use at the time to keep my financial records, and pulling up a profit and loss report for my business from the previous month. I had the report bookmarked in the software program as a favorite. When the report opened, I'd scroll down to the bottom of it and see in my mind's eye, after the words net income, the exact amount of net income I wanted to be earning. In other words, as if I were already earning that amount of money. Then, still in my imagination, I'd close out the program and head out to the brand new car, the exact make, model, color, features, etc. of the one I want as if I already had it, to go see my son. When I arrived, he was just as excited to see me as I was to see him, and I began playing with him immediately, secure in the knowledge that because the way I had structured my business and the income it was now generating, I could spend all the time I wanted with him. That was basically it. So now I had, one, a simple vision statement that clearly described what I want next in life. Two, a simple imaginary mental experience of myself already having that which I wanted. Now, what I did next with those two things made all the difference in the world. Every night, right before I went to sleep, every morning right after I woke up, and several times throughout every day, I read my vision statement to myself and the experience, my imagination already having that which I wanted, as if I already had it. As I lived my mental experience and my imagination, I'd feel myself sitting in my chair at the computer desk. I'd see and feel my hands on the computer mouse as I read the bottom line of the monthly profit and loss report. As I drove my brand new car to go see my son, I'd see and feel my hands on its steering wheel, hear the quietness of my tight, brand new car, smell its new car smell, and feel its smoothness of its ride. When I arrived, I'd see the look of excitement on his face and hear the excitement in his voice. I'd feel his toys in my hands as we play together and feel his book in my hand as I hear myself reading to him before his nap. In other words, I got as many of my senses involved in my imagination, the mental experience, as I possibly could. And then, most importantly, I felt all the positive emotions that had went along with the imaginary mental experience. The confidence, the excitement, the happiness, the joy, the love, the pride, the satisfaction, etc. You see, far more important than exactly what you see as your experience, your vision, and your imagination is how you feel about it. In lesson 3 of this book, the personal power course, the mental side of health culture, Wallace D. Wattles wrote, is a great point gained in the study of mental science when we understand that only those thoughts count which are accomplished by feeling. The key word there is only. Only those thoughts count which are accomplished by feeling. Feelings are what make the impression on your subconscious, and thus on formless substance, the thinking stuff from which all things are made. Note, throughout his writing, Mr. Wallace referred to the thinking stuff from which all things are made by different names. Thinking stuff, formless substance, and God are but a few of them. The important thing is to understand is that regardless of what he called it, he was referring to the same exact thing, the one original substance from which all things are made. In fact, it's vitally important you understand this. Well, that's exactly how I created my first vision, and exactly what I did with it after it was created. Now, once again, it's your turn. It's time for you to create your first vision. In the next chapter, I'll answer 17 frequently asked questions about vision. Until then, here are your action steps. 1. Using the simple model in this chapter, create a simple vision statement that clearly describes what you want next in life. 2. Write your vision statement on each of 2 white-lined 3x5 index cards. Put one of them in or on the table or nightstand next to your bed. Carry the other one with you at all times. Using the simple model in this chapter, create a simple, imaginary, mental experience of yourself already having that which you want. 4. Make a simple commitment to yourself that from now on, every night before you go to sleep, every morning right after you wake up, and several times throughout every day, you'll follow the simple 3-step formula. 1. Read your vision statement to yourself. It's not necessary to read it out loud, just read the words to yourself. 2. Experience in your imagination already having what you want, as if you already had it. 3. Feel all the positive emotions that go along with your experience. Read, experience, feel. It's that simple. Now, please note that doesn't have to be a long drawn out deal. 10 to 15 seconds, maybe up to a minute max each day. With practice, you'll find you'll be able to bring up all the positive feelings associated with your experience. Anytime you think of your vision and these feelings are what you want to carry around with you all day. Remember, feelings are what make the impression. One final, very, 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 very important point. It is absolutely critical when you do this to stay inside yourself. Think about your mental experience sort of like a movie, only it's not a movie you're sitting down watching on a screen. It's a movie you're in, seeing through your eyes, feeling with your hands, etc. 5. Keep your simple commitment you made to yourself in step 4 for at least one entire day before moving on to the next chapter. So, hopefully, you found some value in this. Consider writing your own vision and practice reading it to yourself morning and night and throughout the day, and imagining those things you want as if you already have them before tuning in to the next chapter. Thanks, and have a good day.